Good night.
Thanks, Sophie. Good evening and welcome to Look North. Good evening. A trial's heard a father was killed instantly after a car was used as a weapon to run him over in Sheffield. Chris Marriott died after being struck by a car while helping an unconscious woman in Burngreave last December. Jurors were told he got caught up in a wedding feud. Hassan Jangur denies murder or manslaughter. Mark Ansell was in court.
Sheffield Crown Court has heard the opening statement from the prosecution that on the 27th of December last year, Chris Marriott and his wife and 2 children were on a walk in Burngreave when Chris and another person, also out for a walk, helped a woman who was lying motionless in the road. The injured woman was Nafisa Jangur, a sister of the man accused of killing Chris Marriott. As they tried to help, the prosecution said a Seat Ibiza car driven by Hassan around the corner at some speed hit another man standing nearby and then ploughed into other bystanders, including Chris Marriott. The prosecution said that Chris was almost certainly killed instantly and several others were injured, including members of Hassan Jangur's own family. He's accused of using his car as a weapon. The prosecution said that Hassan Jangur then got out of the car and stabbed a man several times. Following this, his father, Mohammed Jangur, is accused of taking the knife from his son and hiding it in the boot of his car. The prosecution said there was a dispute between 2 families following a wedding that morning of Hassan Khan and Armani Jangur, who is a sister of the man accused of killing Chris Marriott. The prosecution say that Armani's family seemingly disapproved of the marriage, causing a violent dispute to break out outside the Khan's family home later that day. Hassan Jangur previously pleaded not guilty to murder or manslaughter and denied charges of attempted murder and wounding with intent in relation to another victim. He admitted causing death by dangerous driving, but denied charges of grievous bodily harm. His father, Mohammed Jangur, previously pleaded not guilty to perverting the course of justice. The trial continues. Mark Ansell, BBC Look North, Sheffield.
Thanks, Mark. In other news, a man has died after a fight in a car park in Rotherham. Police were called to trouble between a group of men in Drummond Street just after midnight last night. The victim was taken to hospital but died this morning. 3 men and a woman have been arrested on suspicion of murder. The trial of a man accused of plotting a terror attack at a Leeds hospital has heard he downloaded a guide to making explosives. 28-year-old Mohammed Farouk is accused of targeting St James's Hospital last year. A 157-page document was found on Farouk's phone containing instructions on how to make explosives. He denies preparing acts of terrorism and the trial continues. Now, there's just over an hour to go until the deadline for registering to vote in the upcoming general election, if you're not already on the electoral roll. Workshops across Yorkshire have been held to help people sign up. Aisha Iqbal has been chatting with first-time voters.
These first-time voters are bringing a different kind of party to politics. But behind the fun at this voter registration workshop in Bradford, there is a serious message. Of the 8 million or so adults in the UK currently thought to be missing from the electoral register, many are from the disabled and learning disabled communities.
It's been really important because a lot of the people we support, they don't understand about voting. A lot of people don't even think they're allowed to vote, and it's important that we change that. And plus, having a party is a great way to get people involved.
Campaigners say that, despite recent changes in the law around improving accessibility of voting, there is still a lot of misunderstanding around the barriers these and other marginalised groups face.
It's really important, to have these events and to bring people together and, to have fun about politics and, to make politics not as scary as it seems, I guess.
People with learning difficulties and people who are vulnerable couldn't understand what it meant by an election. Because myself, I didn't know what a voting for election was, and it's opened a new window for me. I'm done a vote for an election.
Why is it important to you that you do vote?
Because it will make a difference.
Around 40 people were registered to vote during this 2-hour session with a simple online sign-up. Did you register to vote today?
Yeah, I voted my first voting today.
Well, I've never voted in my life before because I've got autism, so I don't really understand it, but I look at it this way: whoever gets in, you've still got to do what they say, whether you like it or you don't.
If you haven't registered to vote in the general election, you can do so up until 11:59 p.m. tonight. For a postal vote, you've got until tomorrow at 5 p.m. to apply. Aisha Iqbal, BBC Look North, Bradford.
Right then, I think we're finally about to get some good weather. Here's Paul.
Well, hello, good evening. The good news is we've got some fine weather to look forward to with some warm, sunny spells, although there will be quite a bit of cloud developing during the course of the day. But high pressure hanging on in there. There's Thursday's chart. Should be there on Friday as well. So those heavy evening showers that affected some of us have largely fizzled out now, just one or two perhaps left, but overnight it's dry with clear spells and we'll see lowest temperatures coming in at around 8 Celsius, that's 46 Fahrenheit. So a lovely start to Wednesday. It should be dry and bright with spells of sunshine. As temperatures rise, we could well see skies turning a bit cloudier into the afternoon, but it should stay dry. I think the best of the sunshine tomorrow always towards the coast, but even inland where the cloud develops, there'll be further sunny breaks. Temperatures 19 Celsius, so feeling pleasantly warm, and then Wednesday evening the cloud melts away. It looks fine with plenty of blue sky. That's the forecast.
Thanks, Paul. Better late than never. Right, that's all from us. We'll be back from 6:25 in the morning. Good night.